Hey creeps, my name is Chaney, author of Autumn Crow, as well as the host of this show, Library Macabre. Today, we are venturing back out into the wild and shopping for books. So I'm getting myself together here, and my sister Taylor is actually coming with me today, so you'll get to come along with both of us. We're actually going to go to Trader Joe's and get some grocery shopping done. So Second and Charles is right next door to that. Oh, we're going grocery shopping, and Second and Charles just so happens to be there. May as well buy some books. I think that's the only store I'm going to go to in this vlog is just Second and Charles, but it's such a huge store that I think I can base a whole video around it, so let's go. Literally just bought this on eBay for 3 times that much. Got a lot of stuff. So it's a beautiful day. I've got the window open, so you're probably gonna hear lots of birds chirping. It's gonna be very tranquil. I'm just gonna go through the bag here and show you what I got, because I got a lot of good stuff. Did pretty good today. So first up, I have this very shiny copy of The Glow. This is by Brooks Stanwood, and it's published by Fawcett. It was released in 1979 originally, but this edition was published in 1980. And this is one that I hear a lot about. This was featured in Paperbacks from Hell, and it's like, I don't know, evil joggers. This was only $2.05 at Second and Charles. It's not in great shape, so this is just a reading copy. Eventually I'll find a nicer copy for my actual collection. Take a look at this. First paperback edition, first printing of Pet Sematary by Stephen King. It's in beautiful condition. It only cost $1.90. So it's not like it's a first edition hardcover, but it is a first printing of the paperback, which is, you know, something. So Yeah, it's got that full number line right there. So nice. It's got the raised letters. I have the same exact paperback. In fact, I've owned 3 different copies of this paperback before, but mine's not a first printing and mine doesn't have those raised letters. So that just adds a little something extra. It's the garnish on top. I also found this. This is by Joan Lowry Nixon, who's a very, very famous author. It says here that she's a 3-time Edgar Award winner. And I haven't read any Joan Lowry Nixon. I, of course, heard about her growing up. She was a big author in the 80s and the 90s, but I just never got a chance to read any of her work. And I think the main reason is I've been looking for first edition hardcovers of her books, but they're near impossible to come by. So I was like, you know what? When I go to Second and Charles today, I really want to pick up some just paperbacks of her books just to read. As long as they're the original editions, I don't really care if they're hardcovers or not. Speaking of Joan Lowry Nixon, I found another one of her books. This is a hardcover, and this one is called The Name of the Game Was Murder. And this is one of those especially for girls editions, which was a book club in the 80s and the 90s. I think it even went into the 70s. And then there's especially for boys, kids could get a book every week in the mail if your parents are really rich and could afford the club. I never did, but I've always been able to find these weekly reader books in bookstores and yard sales and stuff. So I have quite a few of them, but I didn't have this one, so that's cool. That was only $2.05, which is bargain. Here's another one. This one's Driver's Ed by Caroline B. Cooney. This one was $5.55, so this one was a little pricier, but it is the especially for girls edition. I read this in middle school. I don't remember anything about it, but I remember getting it from the library and giving it a read because I loved Caroline B. Cooney. Face on the Milk Carton was like one of my favorite books ever in middle school. Look at this. Here we have one of my favorite authors. This is Daniel Cohen. This is The World's Most Famous Ghosts. Found this in the kids section. It was only $1.50. First printing in great shape with artwork by the amazingly talented Lisa Falkenstern. What are they doing out there? Lisa Falkenstern, who did the cover art. Very, very cool. Daniel Cohen, his books are just so much fun. He does a lot of like true ghost stories and stuff. Found a couple of Avon Flair paperbacks. These are both by Barbara Steiner. Steiner, I don't know why I said it like that. Steiner is how you properly say it. I already have both of these actually, but they were only $1.25 and $1.45. And these are really rare. They're really expensive online. So I snatched them up and I'm like, you know what? If anybody wants to trade me for some other Avon Flair books, I can use these as bait. Lost by Gary Devin. This was published by Warner Books in 1986 originally. This edition's from 1987. It's got that awesome step back cover art, which is so cool. This one's in really nice shape overall. Not too bad. This is what's $1.65. Second and Charles has some great prices, especially on vintage horror paperbacks. They don't always have a lot, but I always find at least a selection of them whenever I go. Like this one here, Victims. It was $1. This is by Dorothy O. I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, looky there. A whole bunch of Bailey school kids. Look at that. I love how they look all lined up. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Have any of you seen those Keira Knightley impression videos? It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Ooh, I'm full.
All right, so yeah, I hit the jackpot on these. These are all first printings. So here we have number, actually this one doesn't even have a number on it. It's pretty early. It was only $1.40. Skeletons Don't Play Tubas. This one was $1.35, number 30. Hercules Doesn't Pull Teeth. Look at those biceps. Goals. Here we have Phantoms Don't Drive. Wait, what does that say? Phantoms Don't Drive Sports Cars. Giants Don't Go Snowboarding. And next is Frankenstein Doesn't Slam Hockey Pucks. Look at this dude. Wolfmen Don't Hula Dance. I don't know if this is the same Wolfman from Werewolves Don't Go to Summer Camp, which was my favorite book. He looks kind of similar to Mr. Jenkins. And then we have a couple of these special editions. So we have number 1, Mrs. Jeepers is Missing. And number 2, Mrs. Jeepers Batty Vacation. So happy I found these, especially because the special editions are pretty rare. Speaking of rare, look at this. I have an Animorphs book here. This is number 41, The Familiar. I have this already. I own pretty much all of the Animorphs books. I think I'm only missing like 5. But this is one of the Gareth Stevens oversized hardcover editions. These were printed mostly for library use, but every once in a while I'll find copies of these that don't have any library markings at all. Here's another rarity. We have a Christopher Pike first edition hardcover. This is The Last Vampire, Evil Thirst. This was only $3.75. I was watching this on eBay for $20, so now I can take that off my watch list. And they had quite a few other ones. They had a first edition hardcover of the very first Last Vampire book, but it was a library copy, so I passed on it. Ghost Cave. Basically, I'll pick up any spooky kids books I see these days. This was only $1.15. This is also by Barbara Steiner, who wrote those Avon Flair books. She also wrote middle grade books too, I guess. And last, but definitely not least, we've got Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This one is Immortal. This is the first edition hardcover. One of the few Buffy books that I was missing. They had a whole bunch of Buffy books there, but I already had all of them. I still got excited when I saw them, even though I knew, I was like, yeah, I probably have all of these already. But hey, there's one that I didn't have, so that was a nice find. Take a look at that. Look at all those beautiful books. So there is my vlog slash haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely like this video if you enjoyed it. I would really appreciate it. Also, comment down below letting me know what you thought of these books, if you've read any. I love to chat with you guys. I try to reply to every single comment. Sometimes I'm a little late replying. Every once in a while, if I get behind on life stuff, then I have to come back, a few days later and reply. But I always try to reply to everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next episode of Library Macabre. Later, creeps.